Good morning. I'm not sure why I always say good morning because you may be watching this at nighttime, but it's morning here, so good morning. I've been busy over the weekend, got some things done around here I'm going to show you, and then after that, I'm going to talk about something that's very big that's happening here today. So one thing I did was plant all of the vines to cover this fence. So this is a pink trumpet vine. I'll put the Latin name because there's different pink trumpet vines or trumpet vines, and some are more desirable than others. This actually has a variegated leaf. It's a fast grower. It will grow in full sun or partial shade, which is good because a lot of this will be partial shade. So I planted it in the chicken coop as well, because as you know, the back wall is going to be just the vine growing on this fence. Now, this fence has like some kind of covering to it. I'm not even sure. It's kind of cloth covering for privacy. It's also keeping the light off of them. So I think what I might do, especially when this roof is on and it's more shady in here, is take that covering and flip it over the back so these can get the morning sun. The sun comes up over those hills and they'll get morning sun to midday, and then they'll go into shade in the afternoon. And then eventually when this fills in, I can take that off completely. And then there's also 1, 2, 3, 4 behind the run to just give that a nice lush green background. I also worked on the other half of the cottage garden, or like maybe a third. There's 3 thirds. Well, the lighting this morning is really not conducive to showing this well. I better go up top. So there's 3 thirds of the cottage garden. I had done 1/3. So on this side of the path, this is about a third of the space here. There's another third over there, which I will be waiting probably, I don't know, a while, later this year, probably the fall, to kind of deal with that. This side, this third, I was going to leave until the fall as well. However, I really wanted to have a balance on each side of the path. I've got a lot of flowers that I've planted, seeds that I've sowed and are coming up, and more to come. And so I'm gonna have a lot of flowers for this area. And as you're looking at the whole area from down there, the cottage will be done, and I kind of wanted a balance on both sides so that it looks finished, even if the far side is still succulents and cactus. Now over here, there was a big bunch of agave right there, and I had to get that out because of what's happening today. Today is the day that the thatched roof arrives for the cottage. I got the call 2 days ago, scheduling delivery. It's going to be 3 pallets worth of material. And so I needed to clear a spot that was close to the job site. And so this is literally right next to the cottage. Now, while this is very exciting news that this is arriving today, I can't wait to see it and touch it. There's still work to be done before I can put the roof on. I kind of realized in going around a couple days ago that the stucco has to be done first. Because of areas like this, when you've got this thick thatch right here, and it's going to be pushing against where it needs to be stuccoed, you're not going to be able to stucco, and you can't stucco around it. It'll get all over the thatch and look nasty. So the stucco does have to be done first. It's going to kill me to see that 3 pallets of thatching there and not be able to get started on the roof. It's going to kill me. So that is the push that I need to get this done. I even considered, and if you've watched me a while, you know this is big, I considered hiring the stucco done, and I still might. But I am going to get started with it. We're going to go to Home Depot or Lowe's today, get the materials that I need. I've seen a ton of videos. It looks doable. A DIY. I've never done it before, so I had been procrastinating the whole thing. But I'm going to at least put on the first coat, which is the scratch coat, and see how that goes. And if it goes well, then it should be, pretty much the same thing, just to keep going with the final coat. Now, if this was going on my house, I'd definitely hire it done. But this is a chicken coop. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to be a 16th century English cottage. I doubt they had perfection. The first thing, though, that needs to be done before I do that is on some of these walls, especially on either side of the front door, I decided that I want some decorative wood and I don't even know how to describe that, so I'll just put a picture right here. Just some like Tudor style decorative wood. And while I first thought that could go on after the stucco, I really think I need to put it on before the stucco and fill in between it with the stucco. So we're gonna get that today also and get that up. I don't exactly know how I want it. I can't visualize, especially in some of the smaller areas, how that would look. So what I'm gonna do is take a picture of the cottage and then put it into the computer and turn it into a drawing so that I can play with how that will look. And then I should be able to visualize it that way. So, trip to Home Depot or Lowe's today. I think the roofing material is coming around between 10 and 12, so probably wait for that and then head out. They're here, they're here, they're here. So there are certain logistical issues to living on a slope with a tight turn into your driveway and having a big truck, no forklift, just a pallet jack. So we couldn't put it here next to the coop. It had to go down there, which isn't a huge deal except for the fact that now I have to take each piece down from down here to up there to install. Although I just remembered, I think Bill has a forklift thing to put on his tractor. So maybe depending on when he's coming here next, he could move that all up there for me. That would be good. All right, I'm back from Lowe's and I got most everything that I needed, including a couple of tea plants or cordyline that were on clearance because they look pretty mangled. But they just need some TLC, so for half price, I'll take it. I got some scratch coat for the stucco, something to mix it in, a couple of trowels. There's a few things that the guys on the videos that I watched used that I could not find at Lowe's, so I ordered them on Amazon, and they'll be here tomorrow and the next day. I also got some redwood fence pieces. I'm going to use those for the decorative woodwork on the cottage because they're relatively inexpensive. I could have gone with nicer pieces that were perfectly cut. The woodwork's not going to be 6 inches or whatever these are wide, but I wanted the woodwork to have more of a organic feel to it, not perfect straight lines, if that makes sense. You'll see what I mean when I do it. So it is actually shaping up to be a really nice day. It's 73 out here, so I'm going to ditch the long sleeves and get to work. All right, so I'm going to get started today with finishing up the lath, which is the wire that the stucco goes over. So the top of the chimney still needs it, and the left side wall still needs it. And I think that's it, except for a couple little spots like this. Oh, and under the window too. Finished the lath, so it's ready to stucco. Just have to wait for those things to arrive from Amazon. So we got the chimney done, under the window is done, and then the left wall is done. So I want to take you down and show you in some of the packaging for the roofing material so you can kind of see what I've been talking about all this time. So here it is. This is what it looks like. So it's kind of got a multitude of color. Let's take it up and put it on the roof. So it looks like that. Now there's pieces that hook on to this fascia board. Go grab one of those so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, well, this is for a corner, but there's straight ones that go under here like this. It kind of makes this rounded here instead of just kind of hanging off. This is more of a tropical look rather than an English cottage look. All right, so the goal is this week we've got rain coming again, possibly Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now, it's not as much of a chance as last time, which means it'll probably just be a drizzle if anything, but you never know. So the sun's going down. I got some things to clean up, so I'll see you guys next time.